Welcome to my channel. So today we are going to change the outside of my villagers' houses. So I'm pretty excited about that. I wanted to keep them all kind of in line with the Western theme that I got going on. And since I've already done the exterior of my house, I wanted to make theirs look not necessarily the same, but just a little bit kind of like how I would want it. So of course, first off, we're going to start with going over to talk to Tom Nook and tell him all about our plans for the day. And I was thinking about doing the interiors when I was decorating their houses, but I just felt like it would be too time consuming and I didn't want to stress myself out over this. Since this is the first island that I'm actually making videos on, I didn't want to bite off more than I could chew, and right now I feel like I'm doing that because I have about 2 more weeks left and I have not even started on my island yet. But I decided to just keep with the exteriors, and of course we're going to start off with Patty. Patty is my girl. I love Patty. If I could be in the game, if I could live in Animal Crossing, literally live on my island on Gold Plains, Patty would be my best friend. Hands down. I love her. She's great. She's always down for a good time, and she never has anything bad to say. And she is just, she's cute. I mean, look at her. Look at her in her little hat. I just can't get over it. I love her. So of course, we're going to start with her first, not only just because she's the first one on my list, but because she's Patty. And like I said, we're going to keep it with the exterior because I didn't want to stress myself out and I didn't want to mess with the interiors. I don't think I'm that great at interior decorations. I don't know what exactly my niche is, but I know that that's not it. So I wanted to do the exteriors only, and I wanted to just keep it something simple, but something pretty. And as we go along with all these, you'll see that they all end up with the same horseshoe door plate. Like I said in one of my previous videos, I love that thing. It literally is gold for me. I put it on everybody's doors because everybody needs it, and I have to go get myself another one so I can put it on my door. With Patty's house, I wanted to keep it something simple, but still, like, definitely on the western / rustic side. So I went with something a little bit brown because, I mean, look at her house before. It was brown, but I think this just really looks so much better for the island. I love the wood siding. It really just, it works. It works. I think it's gonna blend in just fine. And so now we're moving on to Cleo. I love Cleo. Cleo's adorable. I love that she's purple. I think it's so precious. And every time I say her name, I want to be like, oh no, Cleo, Emma, Cleo. You know what I mean? So it's really hard. It's really hard to not say her name like that. But anyway, I wanted to make her house really cute and adorable, but I didn't want to keep along with the purple theme so much because she's already purple. But I wanted to give her something neutral, but something still like a little bit out there enough that like you look at it and it's just gonna say Cleo. And so this just seems like it would be like a good contrast to her because she is so bright. When you look at her, she's just like bam, pop of color in your face. But this house, it looks like, it just looks very beachy to me, and I just think Cleo's a beachy kind of girl. Now, on this island, pretty much our goal is to make George Strait's song come true and have some oceanfront property in Arizona. So I wanted to give Cleo kind of that beachy looking house. So here's the before. And of course, for Cleo, I did not get an after. But you guys saw what the house looked like. So in other videos when I'm moving her around, you'll be able to see what her house looks like afterwards. But I just forgot to record that part, I guess. I don't know. So moving on to Daisy, I wanted her to have something a little bit different. She's very light colored, like her her color is very like almost washed out, and I didn't want her house to be too neutral or too washed out or too pastel-y, so I wanted to give something that was going to contrast against her. It did take me a couple tries to like figure out exactly what that was going to be, but I think we got there. It looks more on the like forest core side. Like this house, that one was not it. There was something about it that was just not what I wanted. It didn't scream Daisy to me, but when I went ahead and made the changes for the end, I think it worked out very well. It definitely is still kind of in line with everything that I'm doing, but not everything is looking the same, which is really what excites me, because I don't want everything to look the same, but I don't want it to look too different, you know what I mean? So I think this is great for Daisy because it's very forest core-y, and I think she's gonna love it. She's gonna love it. She doesn't know yet, but she's gonna love it. And so there's the after, and it's gonna look awesome because I have a plan to like have my dogs be like in like a guard dog sort of neighborhood, and I want their houses to make it like seem like, oh, these people mean business. But anyway, continuing on to my horses, now we have Papi. He is freaking cute. I love him, and I love that his name is Papi. I think it's adorable. His house reminds me of like, I don't know, hay, I guess. Like that thatch top and the color of the siding, it just seems like like, I don't know if you guys have ever seen like whenever they're driving hay bales down the roadway and they're like on the spikes on the back of the dualies. Like that's what this reminds me of. Like it's just like a bale of hay driving down a country road in the middle of the summer. And I think that is very fitting for him, you know, because obviously the type of island that I'm doing, and obviously he's a horse and horses like hay. So his before was cute, but his after, well, that is just perfect. And right next to another house, they're looking so good. They're looking so good, and they're looking fantastic together. And that's what I wanted. I wanted them to be uniform enough that they look good together, but not the same. And for Portia, I wanted hers, because she's a goth girly, you know what I mean? And I didn't want to be like, okay, you're gonna get out of your comfort zone and you're gonna be in some sort of pastel bright pink house or anything like that. So I wanted to keep Portia's house still on the goth side, but maybe a little bit more like dark academia type of Western, because now I'm just mixing everything, I guess. But I think the siding that I chose for her is really good. She is, I think, the only one with like a different sort of door. I was using like one of two sorts of doors for everybody else, but for Portia I had to choose something else. She's just a different kind of girl, but look at that. I love that. It is such a goth rustic house, and it reminds me of this house I saw in San Francisco. It's beautiful. Anyway, so now we have Naomi. Naomi's house was difficult for me to do because Naomi is all over the place, and her house, I didn't want it to be like a bunch of different colors, but I didn't know what color to put for her, like to make it. So I just went ahead and stuck with neutral. You can't go wrong with a neutral house. And so we lost the green roof, but I mean, look at that. That is just, it's nice. It's so simplistic, and the simplicity is what is making this island come together. And so for Bones, he already has a simple house, but I needed his house to look a little bit more like Bones means business, because like I said, he's supposed to be the sort of guard dog or part of the group of guard dogs. So I wanted him to have a little bit more of a like, I'm a grown dog and this is my grown dog house. So I went with a different house for him. I went with a different roof color, and I think it looks good. I think the orange matches his like spot that he has on his eye. I think it works out. It really just ties it. I mean, like, if Bones were a house, that would be Bones. So he had his little puppy house before, and now he has a big boy house. And Shep is so cute. I love that you can't see his eyes. He's adorable. He didn't need that much change on his house because Shep I mean, they gave him like a farm dog's house, you know? So I didn't want to change it too much. I changed the roof and I changed the door and I added the door plate, but I kept his pretty much the same. Not too much to change because it didn't need it. His house was pretty much perfect before, and to be honest, I could have kept it as it was, but I wanted to add a little bit of my own flair on it, so I just added a couple things and that was it. But look at it. I mean, it was a little change, but it was like such a drastic change at the same time. And Tipper, my goodness, I love Tipper. She's precious. So I wanted to give her something that made it, like, I don't know. It wasn't until I got to Tipper's house that I started looking around at all this. Like, I actually scrolled down on all the sightings and I realized that there's log sightings for the houses. And so that's what I chose for her. But now that I'm looking at this video post editing, like, or I guess post playing, this house looks like mustard and it reminds me of a hot dog. So anyway, here's her mustard hot dog house. I think it looks good. I do like it. There's nothing I would change about it. I think it's perfect, but it's very mustardy. I feel like I can smell it, you know? And so for Norma, she's already pink, her house is pink, and I decided, you know what? What's wrong with having a pink rustic house? You can have a pink rustic house. Who's to tell you that you can't? So I gave her a pink roof. I went ahead with the pink log siding because I think it looks perfect, and that pink rustic door just tied it all together. It made it look so pretty, and I like that the door plate just kind of sticks out against everything else, but I love it. I think it really turned out a lot better than I could have hoped for, and I'm so excited to see what all their houses are going to look like together. So if you guys are following along, which I hope you are, go ahead and like and subscribe. And if you have anything you want to know, or if you have any suggestions, recommendations, or just want to leave a nice, piece of advice or just something nice to say, go ahead and comment below. And I can't wait to see you guys in the next video.